So something huge is brewing in South Asia. We're talking about a major defense deal that could totally reshape military alliances and the balance of power in the region. It involves cutting-edge fighter jets, billions of dollars, and two nations with, let's just say, a deeply complicated past. Okay, let's get right into it. At the very heart of this whole story is one truly fascinating question. What happens when two countries, born from a brutal war against each other, suddenly start talking about a partnership built on their most sensitive military technology? It's a move that has everyone, and I mean everyone in the region, paying very, very close attention. This timeline really puts the sheer scale of this shift into perspective. Just think about it, from a violent, bloody separation in 1971 to a potential partnership for some of the most advanced fighter jets in the world just over 50 years later. It's an absolutely stunning reversal, all set in motion by a recent warming of relations. This is a truly historic pivot we're watching unfold. So, how did this new alliance even get off the ground? A shift this dramatic? Well, it doesn't just happen overnight, right? It's the result of a series of very deliberate, very high-level engagements between the two nations' militaries, and it all culminated in one landmark visit. And this right here was the turning point. In early January 2026, Bangladesh's Air Chief Hasan Mahmood Khan touched down in Islamabad. Now, you have to understand, this wasn't just some routine diplomatic trip. It was the first time the head of Bangladesh's Air Force had officially visited Pakistan since independence. That fact alone makes it a massive event. And just listen to the official language coming out of Pakistan. They didn't frame this as a sales pitch, they called it the foundation of a long-term strategic partnership. Words like that are chosen very, very carefully. They signal a move that goes way beyond just selling hardware. This is about building a deeper, more integrated relationship. Alright, so let's get into the nitty-gritty of the deal itself. What exactly is Bangladesh looking to buy, and what makes this hardware so incredibly significant? The initial deal we're hearing about is for 1 to 2 full squadrons. We're talking anywhere from 16 to 24 aircraft. For an air force the size of Bangladesh's, that is a substantial, game-changing boost in capability. And here's what's absolutely crucial to understand. This is not just about buying jets off a production line. No way. The deal is a complete package. It includes the advanced JF-17 fighters, yes, but it also comes with trainer aircraft, a full pilot training program, and all the long-term support to keep these birds flying. Pakistan isn't just selling planes, it's transferring an entire capability, soup to nuts. And the price tag definitely reflects that. At an estimated 400 to 700 million US dollars, this would be the single largest and most expensive fighter jet acquisition Bangladesh has ever made in its history. It's a massive investment in its defense future. But why? Why make such a huge investment right now? Well, this move doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's actually part of a much larger and very ambitious national strategy. This is the engine driving everything. Forces Goal 2030. It's a long-term master plan to completely modernize every single branch of the Bangladeshi military, army, navy, and air force, and get them ready for 21st century challenges. And believe me, this isn't just talk. The numbers back it up completely. If you look at their defense budget, you see a clear trend, a steady increase year after year, providing the billions needed to fund this incredibly ambitious modernization. Now, a core principle of Forces Goal 2030 is strategic diversification. What that means is, basically, Bangladesh wants to avoid putting all its eggs in one basket. They're deliberately building a global network of defense partners to avoid relying on any one single country. Pretty smart. And you can see the strategy in action with their recent purchases. They've bought advanced Mi-28 attack helicopters from Russia, and on the other hand, they've picked up mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicles, or MRAPs, from the United States. They are truly buying from all sides. Add to that light armored vehicles, or LAVs, and advanced missile systems from Turkey. So you see, this potential deal with Pakistan for the JF-17 isn't an outlier at all. It fits perfectly into this established pattern. Okay, so we've got a modernized military, a new strategic partnership. So what? What does this all mean for the neighborhood? And folks, this is where the story gets really consequential. Let's geek out for a second on the tech, because the JF-17 Block 3 isn't just another plane. It has an advanced AESA radar, which lets it track more targets with way more precision than older systems. It has a modern electronic warfare suite to jam and confuse enemy radars, and, this is the big one, it can fire long-range missiles that can hit a target before the pilot can even see it. For the Bangladesh Air Force, this is a massive technological leap. And that technological leap is causing some major concern for its neighbor, India. For decades, India's eastern front was considered relatively stable, allowing it to focus on other borders. Now, suddenly, a new and potent strategic threat could be emerging right next door. This comparison shows you exactly why India is so concerned. The JF-17's key missile has a range of 145 kilometers. The missiles on most of India's jets, they top out around 100 kilometers. In air combat, that's a lifetime. It means a Bangladeshi pilot could theoretically detect, target, and fire on an Indian jet well before the Indian pilot is even in range to fire back. That's what military planners call a clear overmatch advantage. Let that just sink in for a moment. For the first time, a modern fighter jet capable of outranging roughly 80% of the Indian Air Force's entire fleet could be based right on its doorstep. This fundamentally changes the strategic calculus for the entire Bay of Bengal region. So let's bring this all together. When you boil it all down, what are the key takeaways from this potential historic deal? There are really three big things to remember. First, it marks a historic shift, turning former adversaries into defense partners. Second, it represents a massive step forward in Bangladesh's military modernization. And third, it creates a whole new strategic reality for India, forcing it to recalculate the threats on its eastern flank. And that leaves us with a final, critical question. Are we watching the quiet formation of a new strategic alliance in South Asia, one that could challenge the existing order? Or is this simply the opening shot in a new and potentially destabilizing regional arms race? Only time will tell.